Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. Last episode, we started construction of this lovely rover upon we are standing. However, I decided to change kind of everything. I'll go through some of the changes that I've made. First of all, these wheels are now on a kind of system here so that they're underneath the main floor of the bay, if it were. I've also moved the med bay into here and connected it up with conveyors because you guys were complaining that it wasn't connected to the oxygen supply, so yeah, now it is. We've also got a interior door this way, and we've got the flight seat here, saying that this station can last for about 53 days, possibly 50, depending on how things are working. It can also recharge my energy as well. We've got the refinery, we've got the reactor, cargo, med bay, assembler, and then on the other side we've got the oxygen generator. Now this thing is only going to run on uranium for now. Later it will run on other things. We're also going to add some form of maglev system. No, not maglev, maglock system that allows us to land, quote-unquote land, which is basically parking, so that physics has no hold on me and will stop annoying me at all times. That is if I can't get these wheels to stop rolling and do a kind of parking with wheels, because if I can, that's awesome. We've got solar panels here, so this base and this med bay can still exist. We're only going to move the reactor over. So as long as these batteries are charged, I can respawn at the med bay and all will be fine. I am having some lag issues, kind of. If I seem like I'm floating away to some far off area, because I am. Okay, these guys have 4 megawatt hours, no, 6 megawatt hours in total. If I, for instance, give me a second, find the reactor and turn it off. If I find a battery, these things will last for 19 days. So, we're good. The reactor is now off and I can just easily fly up, reach in, get the uranium and grind it down. Remember that that's a lot of days without it being recharged. And as we all know, every hour or so, well, since the cycle is 2 hours, I think, the sun will come up and then these lovely solar panels will charge the batteries. I just need to double check that that's actually, yep, 19 days until fully depleted, because it's only outputting 6.53 kilowatts. If it's outputting 12 megawatts, it's it's going to last 15 minutes, which is actually still good. If each of them is outputting 12 megawatts, because megawatt hours, it's confusing. It doesn't run on the joule system, instead it runs on megawatt hours and it confuses the hell out of me. But anyway, the reason why I needed to take out the reactor is because we don't have any silver to build the reactor component. So what you going to do? I think that's the only thing that requires silver at this point, right? To build more reactors, we need that. Right. We have our small reactor. Yay! Huzzah! We're good. I'm gonna keep that nav point for the base location. I've also changed where the yeah, that's not a good idea. Go in here. Why am I green again? Yeah. So every time I respawn, my color changes to green, because apparently they think I'm a green player. No, red, thank you. Yeah, so that's up and running. We now need to add power. Power being added. That will start kicking things along because it needs to recharge some of the batteries, even though the batteries didn't really deplete at all. It's going to be fully charged in about 2 seconds. There we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. We're going to add more batteries at some point. We're also going to make the rover, if it works, to have batteries, because then we're good for evers. If we have enough batteries to store about, I don't know, a few days worth of energy, then 24 hours worth of energy for regular usage of the rover, then we're in a very good shape because the solar panels can recharge it. We're doing it Mark Watney style. Anyway, what am I doing? Yes, we are now going to road test this thing. And it can break, or will break, but that's why the reactor is up there. So if we need to go get the reactor, then we can. We just need to make sure that we ration our energy so that we have enough fuel. Because if we don't have enough fuel, then, well, if we don't have enough... Well, here's the thing. If this dies, we're fine, because I didn't kill my medical station. If I did, then I'd have to respawn somewhere else on the planet, and that is just too painful. So, I'm going to keep everything unwelded because we're doing a vehicle test right now. Okay. Right. It's rolling. Backwards. Yeah, let's get inside, shall we? And I've told that should be stable. Yes. Right, we're going to get inside. Park. Okay. We can last for 151 days. Let's have a look. So we've got wheel suspension. So we want this thing to be... we want the main drive to be on the back. I have forgotten the names of these things. That's going to be extremely helpful. Let's have a look. So, by the way, first time looking at this stuff because I don't prep whatsoever. We've got power, friction, damping, strength, height offset, suspension travel, speed limit. All seems pretty good. We've got a safety lock, which basically means that we lock if we go too fast, which that might be annoying, and it can go up to like 500. Anyway, so currently, if we turn left, which is what we're currently doing, and right, both wheels will orient so that the center of mass does what it needs to. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you and you, and then we're going to turn off steering. That means we are now still the wrong one. So right hand is the correct one, left hand isn't. So we just need to add steering to you, take steering off of you, and then that's good, I believe. Yep. So now we've got steering on the front, and then we've got regular on the back. What I also might want to do is change it so the ones that aren't, the ones that are steering have no power. So power 0, which basically means that the front can't move, the back can. So the front is meant for steering, the back is meant for giving it power. So we've currently got our headlights there. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do a test. Yes, we can't go backwards. We can't go forwards. Turn off parking. Okay, right. This may be a bit buggy since we are running on a server. Our turning circle is massive. Right. Now, since we're testing this, hang on, just give me a second. Give me a second. Park. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna then enter. I'm then gonna Control B, which will create the blueprint. If we want to find that somewhere, anywhere. No, shush. Hey, it'll be really useful to know what the name of this thing is. Static grid 317? No, not anymore. You are Rover Mark 1. Because I plan to have other rovers. So if we Control B, And then I'll use the screenshot for this episode as the screenshot for the blueprint. So we should have Rover. If I find static grid, delete this. Yes. And then find Rover. Yeah, we've got Rover Mark 1. I'll change the screenshot later. Good. Right, let's see. Let's go driving, shall we? Except I've got parking on. Now, it is quite slow to start up, but there's a reason for that, and that's because I'm drifting to the right. Okay, that's fine. I might be drifting to the right because my center, well, my character is on the right hand side. That might be a bit of a problem. But yeah, we can, let's see how hard this thing goes. Now, we've got no gyros, which is good, because that's going to be annoying. But yeah, this doesn't seem too bad, except from, you know, the latency issues. Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to build up the facilities on here yet. I'm going to keep the base location, the outpost. I really need a proper thing. Ground zero. No, that's bad. I'll make a name or suggest a name in the comments for the current base. I'll keep that there as a backup for in case this goes completely colossally destroyed. Right, we want a handbrake. Good. Right. So we've now got the... Hang on. No, I just want to test one more thing. If we're driving, that uses hardly any energy. That's very useful. Right, let's handbrake. Good. Now what we want to do is we want to add the... do we have that added? No, we don't. I need... Give me a second. Ore detector, which I don't believe I've put on the thing. I'm probably going to put it on, like, the underside. That might work. No, it won't. If I put the ore detector on the underside of here, that might look cool. So I'm going to do... no, I really need to set up my things properly. Things, yes. Very, very something. As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I have no clue how to speak English at this point. I'm going to place ore detector. I guess. Yeah, so we're gonna get up the ore detector and we're gonna go find some silver because we kind of need that to keep the base running. And I'll build a proper a permanent facility later. But for now, this will be our permanent facility. Are you out of power? No. You're white. Why are you white? What does that mean? It's fully depleted in 49 days. Okay. We just need a bunch of stuff. So I need some motors. I need some computers. I need some interior plate. I need radio communication. No, detector components, obviously. Construction. And probably some other things which I've forgotten. But that is typical. Very typical. Ah, steel plate. Yes, I forgot to bring more steel plate. Bit of an oversight there. Yeah, let's bring about 500. And then let's throw everything else away since we don't need it. And back we go. And now we should have an ore detector. And then I will be able to detect the ores and use this rover for what it's actually supposed to be, transport. What I also need to do is get the cargo up and running. So the cargo container. If I can get that built, then I can use this properly. So now if we go into here, we should be able to find ourselves having, at some point, yeah, so we can see that there's uranium, there's silicon, magnesium, all good. However, we're not broadcasting any of it, so we're going to need an antenna. Antenna, no, wrong button. G, press the G button, and then wait for about 10 billion years for this thing to load up, as per usual. The fun thing is that open broadcast software does not get rid of that. It just keeps the freeze frame. Right, we want an antenna. Anytime now. Antenna. Good. Right. We can either go with a small antenna, which is this one. This one. Or we can go for something else. Do we want to go for something else? What's the difference between these two? One requires detector components, the other does not. Ah, that's interesting. Isn't that interesting? Look at the small ship icon, which you can really only see if you're running in HD, but you can have just a simple one that's 1 block size, or you can have one that's 2 block size. But the smaller one just gets rid of the detector component requirement. Well, we can't make them because we need superconductor conduits, and we all know that those require platinum. I need to check if Mars has platinum on it. If it does, then that's going to be very useful. But yeah, regular antenna, except we're going to be using a small antenna for the large ship. Because this thing isn't a large ship, it is a... Well, I could actually make it using small ship components. Small thing. You get the idea. We can also have it underneath... You know, this is our observation package here. This is our sensor package down here. If I go 5, yeah. I don't know why it's on control group 1, but it is. And why did I say control group? Because it's not control group, it's something else. Right. A bunch of stuff. Good. Let's go get that. Do do do. Do 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 do. Right. I need... No, none of you. I need computers. I need construction component. I need some large steel. I need some small steel. Let's go 80. I might need some interior plate. That should be it. And it isn't, because I can see into the future. Radio computer, yeah, of course. A radio can't work. A radio antenna can't work unless it has radio communication components. That's going to take a while to get across because I didn't empty my inventory. No, I didn't. Oh no, I only require 20. Yes, because a beacon requires 40. That's interesting. But a beacon is useless. There we go. We should now be receiving all of our locations for ores without having to have our drill. That's useful. If we go and check how long we can last like this, about 23 days. That's pretty good. And, fun thing, I can turn it off. And no adverse effects whatsoever. In fact, I believe if you turn it off, the batteries will still work. So, the solar panel battery thing will still work to power the... yeah, we've got a higher latency. Okay. What are you going to do about it? Because watch. Press F, get out. Oh, right. That was anticlimactic. Anyway, well, I am going to take off with this lovely monstrosity. Oh my god, that was low frame rate. And I'm going to go and find locations of various ores, which you can see splodges. If I can find some ice, then that's going to be useful. But yeah, I've got the parking on. Yeah. Yeah. So, if that's all you're going to say, Jake, I would probably end the episode. Yes, I know. Look at the frame rate. It's 59 frames a second, but the server is not liking any of it. That seems like normal space engineers to me. How fast can we go? We're currently rolling at 20 meters a second. I'll have to calculate the actual miles per hour. We've also got a lump of something there. We'll check that out in a sec. Well, no, we should actually receive the data on what it is. Yeah. pretty good speed. I think it's, what, 60 miles an hour-ish? Something like that. I need a script that does that for me. A script that displays in miles per hour so that people can realise how fast this thing is going. That's silicon. Lovely. Good. I need silver. Silver is on the priority list. And here's a good thing about using a rover instead of a flying scout. The flying scout would have to be pretty low to the ground and possibly die, whereas the rover is built for going on the ground. So, yeah. We're about 1 kilometre away. This splodge, I think someone said that these splodges have ice under if they're not displaying anything. So, we're going to get out. Dismount from vehicle. You're going backwards. I thought I put the handbrake on. Park. Oh, I did. Is there no such thing as a handbrake? Am I being mad? Possibly. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any sort of lock. Okay. No, there does seem to be some kind of lock. We'll keep that rolling. We'll just get out for a second. I'm going to create a dangerous pothole, so people who are complaining about me digging up the ground randomly, be prepared to be annoyed. Hey everybody! I wonder what this is. Maybe, just maybe, it's ice. Good, right, that's really good. So this here, I'm going to set a GPS waypoint. New from current position. This will be ice deposit. Yeah. Good. I'll show and hold off for now, so that I can make sure that our entire thing isn't cluttered. Good. So I'm gonna go park back at base, and then we shall see you. Well, we shall see each other, and we shall continue in the next episode. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.